Welcome to the third edition of the STEM Festival Mentorship Sessions. My name is Lucy Akosua-Fiadonu and I am your moderator. We're excited to continue this journey of empowering young minds and inspiring the next generation of innovators. If you are at the launch, then you know that this year's festival is going to be a game changer, filled with insightful conversations and groundbreaking ideas. Today, which is the second of the series, we will be speaking with Akosua Osei. Akosua Osei is the founder of BTech Connected.
Yeah.
And before we dive into the conversations, let me let you know that this year's STEM Festival is proudly produced by Primetime Limited in partnership with Pepsodent. You can see my smile, right? And supported by Jupe Money Transfer, Bell Beverages, YFM, and of course with support from GTP. You can see my beautiful fabric. But let's hear quickly from our sponsors. We'll be right back to hear some more from Akosua Osei.
Hello, Alpha. Yeah, the landlady is here today too. She's harassing me this morning. Yes, come and see how I'm sweating.
Well, if I catch you,
Yes, the number I sent you the last time. Yes, use the Jupe app. It will come right now.
Dear bra. Ah, so when I'm sick of mommy. Give me my money. Me, Jim Sika.
We didn't know. What your Jupe is here? Yes, Karanabe. Jupe is the best money transfer app that is used to send money directly from the US to Ghana free of charge. They have the best rates in the market and they are very competitive. And no thing is Kanokrana Abrosono.
Jim Sika.
Ow.
Let me see. She's never had a toothache before.
There might be a cavity. Don't you use Pepsodent?
We used to, but I'll try the new one.
Ah, that's why.
But doesn't every toothpaste give cavity protection?
Not really. Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter repairs tiny invisible holes to give 10 times stronger teeth. Will you trust Pepsodent?
Definitely.
Pepsodent, 10 times stronger teeth.
Use Pepsodent's Cavity Fighter.
Hello, Alpha. Yeah, the landlady is here today too. She's harassing me this morning. Yes, come and see how I'm sweating.
Well, if I catch you,
Yes, the number I sent you the last time. Yes, use the Jupe app. It will come right now.
Dear bra. Ah, so when I'm sick of mommy. Give me my money. Me, Jim Sika.
We didn't know. What your Jupe is here? Yes, Karanabe. Jupe is the best money transfer app that is used to send money directly from the US to Ghana free of charge. They have the best rates in the market and they are very competitive. And no thing is Kanokrana Abrosono.
Jim Sika.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. We're still here, STEM Festival Mentorship Sessions as part of the STEM Festival. And let me let you know that this is not just the only event that we're hosting. We have the exhibition from the 21st through to the 22nd. We also have the SciTech Innovation. We'll be talking about it some more and giving you some detail into all of that. but this is the second of the series. Yesterday we met Niakai Adote of GTP. Today we're speaking to the wonderful Akosiose, and the happy that we have a lot in common, and we're just unfolding. But I'll let her tell us more about herself, how her journey has been, what inspired her to found BTech, and the many others I hear and I understand, other ventures that she has under her sleeve. Akosia, your audience.
All right, hi everyone. Thank you very much. So my name is Akosiose, as she rightly said. I'm the founder for BTech Connected and Startup Combos. Before I dive into my childhood journey right to this aha moment, I would want to say that BTech Connected, basically what we do is we are tech social enterprise, and we are bridging the skills and knowledge gap between academia and the industry. So we do that through talent development, which is through mentorship, training, personal development. And I mean, our target audience are students from the university level and young professionals. We have quite notable community members doing amazing, and we are proud that our work is impacting life. Our notable project is the Future of Work event that happens annually, and what we basically do is we are educating young people on the evolving future of work, because our focus is in the tech industry. So I believe as I speak, you get to know more about it. So to my journey, interesting. I was a very timid girl, very timid and shy girl with very low self-esteem. But I had a very supportive family, right, from my father, my mom. So I would want to start my journey off from when I entered into SHS. So I was a very brilliant student, sharp one, always amongst the top 6, top 10, you find me there. And amongst my peers, they knew I was smart. I was struggling in math, but fortunately, I had my mom get me a math teacher, so I became the math heroine, if I should say so. So I got into Abri Girls to study general science, because I was very good in general science, and I loved science. So that was more like a motivation to continue from there. So I got into Abri Girls, and the unthinkable happened. I lost my dad when I was in Form 2. Yes, it was a shocker for me. I remember one time, it was Father's Day. Before that, when I was leaving for school, my dad wasn't well. Usually my dad would drop me at school, and my house to Abri Girls was like less than 30 minutes ride, because I live at Adenta, and if you know Abri Girls, you know Adenta to Abri Girls is not really a distance. So the day I was leaving for school, he wasn't well, but we had hopes that he would become better. So I remember that the last vivid image of him was he being at the gate telling me that I should learn well, and then the driver took me to school with my mom. I got to school, and one time I called home because it's Father's Day, the obligation, every child will call their parents to want to wish them. I call, and my uncle picks up and goes like, my dad is taking his bath, but he was dead. I didn't know. It was getting to visiting. My mom cooked some story. Oh, they have to travel, so my cousin will come. My cousin came for the visiting, and I didn't see my parents. My uncle came to visit. No scene of this, like an unfortunate, scene at home. So everything was flowing for me. So one time, one of my aunties came to school, and she was like, they came to call me. It was, you know, Abri Girls, we had the siesta moment. So after dining, we were going for siesta, and they said the chaplain is calling me, because my aunt is she was a catechist, so she had a relationship with the chaplain. Right. So I went to the chaplain's house, and the chaplain goes like, Akosia, sit down. So then my name was Georgina Say. I've had a name change. Right. I mean, I'm in the process, but it's delayed because of a few things. So my chaplain was like, Georgina, sit down. Your aunt is here. And my auntie started a story. Would you want to go home? I was like, oh, auntie, I come to write exams. Like, you know those things when you are growing up, you're excited about writing exams because you want to go home. I was like, oh no, we are come to write exams. I'll finish quickly, and then I'll come home. So I want to stay. And then my chaplain started, Akosia, you know, God, you know, all they're trying to psych my mind. Right. Then they broke the news. It was very unbearable for me. I remember I cried right from school to my auntie's house, and cried to, my dad was buried in Kumasi because we are from Kumasi. I remember I cried throughout the entire journey to Kumasi, because my family had left earlier, and it was a lot for me because the news was fresh, but they had settled with the news. I'm the last born of my parents. We are three, two big brothers and myself.
Right.
So it was a whole lot for me. But I mean, I had to face it. So that was the wake up moment for me, because as the last born, I was pampered a lot. I was the only girl, so I was my daddy's pet, daddy's girl. I was really pampered. So that was like the awakening moment for me, that I had to face life.
Right.
Thankfully, we had a lot of issues with family because of properties, but God saw us through. Then I went to the University of Ghana to pursue biochemistry. I didn't like the course. I wanted to do medicine, but I didn't get medicine. I was given biochemistry. So I had to do it. I remember telling my uncle that anything chemistry, I don't want it, because I was struggling with that when I was in the Brig Girls, to the extent that it was chemistry and physics, to the extent that they had to give me CJ and Kofinti as my personal teachers on the side, which is illegal, but they had their way. So I'll do the normal classes and I'll go and have my personal classes with them, because those courses were bombarding my grades.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so I told my uncle that everything chemistry, I don't like it, because I didn't like my grades in school in chemistry. Right. My uncle was like, oh, the university, everything is hard. Oh. And I didn't know. I was like, okay, let me go and do like that.
Right.
Because the ultimatum was that after university, I can do medicine.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
right in school, I realized that my thing wasn't science. I was more interested in business, because I could go out of my way and read about marketing, ask people questions about marketing. Courses in biochemistry that were focused on business, I was more active than other courses. And I'm a very blunt person, so I remember my first lecture at the university, I told my lecturer that the course is so abstract. And he laughed. He was like, my dear, that's how we've been doing it. because he saw that like I really want to get it, but because I'm a visual learner, I wasn't getting the concept, because it's all about molecules and whatever they are calling themselves.
Because you don't see them.
I don't see them.
Unless under the microscope. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was struggling with grades in school. I didn't complete with my mates, not because I'm not a smart student, but I also had a divided attention in school. I got myself into a company where it wasn't bad, but I was focused on more church and social impact stuff than my education.
Okay.
So I failed 2 of my courses when I was in 400. So I had to resit.
Yeah.
So I didn't graduate with my mates.
Right.
But when I was doing my service in 2018, then I wrote those resits and I graduated within 2018.
Yeah,
so
with the class.
Fortunately for me, because I wasn't so school oriented when I was at university, I had other skills. So I didn't feel handicapped. So that is the advice, that if you are in school, try to explore other areas, but please excel in your grades. I made the mistake by not excelling. I was telling my mom that, my mom was seeing my grades and she knew that this wasn't my best. And she would complain and go like, the course is difficult. But no, I wasn't studying. And I think because the interest wasn't there. So it was always a struggle for me. Like, I have to study because of exam, not because I really wanted the course. So that also impacted my grades. So God being so good, I graduated and I started doing my service. But because I had honed that skill of selling, business development, I just knew I wasn't going through the path of science or medicine. So after school, I started taking jobs. In my church, I was handling books. Like, I was working we had a department where we published books. So because they saw that I could sell, it was so amazing that every time we go out, I take books and I finish my books. And I don't struggle with it. So my supervisor was like, no, you have the gifts. You have like you can easily convince people. And I was seeing it, so I realized that, okay, let me pay attention to sales. It was so amazing that, one of the things even that made me feel is, could you imagine that if I have exams, I'll leave school and go and sell books at the mall? Not because the money is from you, I'm doing it for the church.
Right.
And my mom didn't know, because if my mom had knew, she would have finished me.
There and then.
I tell you. So she would call, I'll be like, I'm in school, but I'm selling books.
Auntie.
But you see, looking back, it paid off.
Right, of course.
But then, after I failed and I didn't graduate with my mates, it was a hit to me. I started regretting a lot of decisions, because I realized that I didn't complete with my mates. Luckily for me, I wasn't just the only one, and I was doing a combined major. I was doing biochemistry, cell and molecular biology, and that's tough science at the university. So it was a whole lot for us, and people were struggling like myself.
Understood.
So my very close friend and I, we had to face the shame together, and I think she
misery likes company.
I tell you. So she was more like she was someone who gave me the comfort because I realized I wasn't in the shit alone, excuse my language.
Right.
So we faced our issues. She was also in the space doing social impact works. So it was a lot of shame for her to know that she's not completing with her mate, but we stood together. Now she's in the States. She's doing amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah. So after everything now, I realized that all those decisions I took somehow paid off. Because now, when I came out of school, I knew how to do business.
Right.
I remember when I was at the university, I made a pact with my auntie that she should send me perfumes and I sell. And my mom didn't know about it because my mom was against the idea of doing anything in school other than studying. So I was doing that with my auntie. My auntie there, she likes exploring with me. So we were selling, we were making the money. Till my auntie broke the news to her and she realized that it's a business. Then she was like, hey, Matisse on perfume. Say, hey,
that's your mom.
That's my mom. So now at a point she was relaxed with it.
Right.
So I did that for a while selling my school books. But I was very entrepreneurial and I wasn't shy about it. My classmates knew that I wasn't meant for the class.
Right.
And I wasn't ashamed about it because I knew my capabilities and I knew it was just a matter of time.
Right.
I used to tell myself in class that they will get to know me one day.
Yeah.
I didn't used to say it vocally because in class I wasn't the top.
Right.
You will not find me among even the best 20 in biochem because I wasn't studying. But I always knew that they would hear of me because I had one lecture. We had a course in entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And we had one lecturer.
Usually.
Yes. And we had a lecturer too who was teaching us. Dr. Jimeni, God bless him so much. That man was like a motivation to me. He always used to share life stories with us that the university is just a stepping stone. It's not the end. So even if you are struggling in school, make sure you don't struggle in life. And he used to share stories of students from the biochem courses or classes that are entrepreneurs, that are making amazing stuff. So I could see myself there, but I knew it was just a matter of time. So I used to console myself that it's just a matter of time for me. So I know my friends were so happy when they saw that I badged the award recently. That was just
congratulations.
This week. They've seen that, I mean, everything I was doing, I just knew my path and it was just a matter of time.
Your path, right.
Yeah, so it's not easy. I always say that my life is a life of gamble because I like to take risks.
Right.
So I do things and I'm willing to stand by the risk that comes with it, but not everybody can do it. Example is I have to study, I'm selling books for who? For my church. Are they paying me? No. My mom is thinking the daughter is learning.
You know, burning the midnight candle, putting a towel over your head and trying to get the chemistry in there, but you're selling books.
And I don't advise anyone to do that because that was a bad decision. Yeah,
but it's paid off.
Yeah, but that is the journey. So how did my entrepreneurial venture came in? I remember when I finished the university, we had, after service, we have some time to look for jobs. And I did my service with the University of Ghana, but Allied Health at the Kolebu campus.
Right.
I worked with Prof. Asari. He's still a mentor to today. And Prof knew that Akosia wasn't meant for the science. So he used to ask me after school, what are you doing? Because usually when you work with the professors for research and all that, they help you to enter in school, you do your research and you understudy with them. But he just knew I wasn't there. So he used to ask me, Akosia, what are you doing? He knew I was very entrepreneurial. And he used to advise me that I'm willing to support you in any way I come and all that. So after school, I think I told my mom that I got a light bulb moment where I was in a Trotsky one time and I watch movies a lot and I realized that the Americans, they have different flavors of popcorn.
Right.
Like the chocolate popcorn, caramel, but we didn't have so much here.
No.
I mean, we still don't have it. It's just our sugar.
Maybe the colored one.
Or the Milky Pop.
That really came
so
up
I just thought to myself,
a few years back,
why don't I start a business like that? So I go home and I told my mother that I want to sell popcorn. Then she looked at me.
The shock.
She looked at me, you want to sell popcorn with your university degree? I'm not serious. Then I told her that it's just for the side.
Right.
She wasn't still buying it.
Oh dear.
So I also used to teach kids in my neighborhood because I was of the firm believer that I don't like to sit without doing stuff. So I started teaching kids. And do you know how I did it? I mean, I lived in a community where there are well-established people.
Right.
So I knock at their doors and tell them, hey, I'm Akosia, I just finished the university, I did this course, I'm looking to teach your kid. And when they hear that you do biochemistry, they know that you are smart. Like, yes. You did biochemistry. Why are you not working?
So molecular biology,
I tell you, why are you not working? I'm still looking for, come and teach my kid.
Yeah.
So I started teaching like a couple of kids in my neighborhood.
Science, math.
science, math, English.
Right.
And it was class 2, class 3, class 4, so it was manageable.
Yes.
And I was getting good money because they were affluent like home, so charged them well. And I was making money before my service. Before I started doing my service.
Right.
I remember during my service, sometimes I take the graphic and when I see them advertising those fridges and things, I laugh in my head, I can buy this because I was seeing the money.
Right.
But I mean, that was it.
No, that's
so I started teaching and I became more like a mentor to most of the kids because their parents knew how I was and how I used to carry myself about. So one of the kids' parents, I had a very candid conversation with him that, I mean, I want to sell popcorn, but I don't have the starting capital. And I knew my mom wasn't going to give me the money because you can't finish university and come and sell popcorn. So I think it was God who orchestrated that situation. I spoke to this man, he was like, don't worry, I'll support you.
Awesome.
This man gave me 1,000 CDs to start.
The popcorn machine.
Yeah.
So
I got the popcorn
machine.
1,000 CD covered the popcorn machine.
Yes.
It covered everything to start.
Yeah, I think because there's a starter pack.
Yes, you know it.
Yeah.
Yes, I bought. So I got everything to start off.
Yeah.
And I started.
Wow.
And I started looking for bars to mount at. So because I got places around my neighborhood that they used to go there to watch football.
Okay.
That I went to speak to. I'm very entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
I went to speak to one. I went to speak to one of the owners of the bar, very lively place, told me to come and start. The business was booming. My mom was impressed. At the point when I'm going, she'd go with me.
Oh yeah.
She even helped me sell kakra, but she still wasn't in for it. She was like, you have to get a job.
Yeah.
Hey, my mother, she wants to tell her friends that my daughter is here. You're saying
popcorn seller. No way.
So I did it for a while,
right.
And then I got a job. So at a point, I got a team to work with. So I was doing just event. So when my job became so demanding, my team will go and pop.
That's growth, really, for the business.
My team will go and pop. It was working, but the challenge was the distance to my house was too much. So we make money, but all goes into Uber.
Transportation.
So at a point, my mom was like, it's not really working. So we should find other approaches here. So I was still doing it for a while. Then so at a point in time, I stopped because my job became too much and I wasn't even getting time for my team, but they were there. As at when we are called, we sell, but we were not really advertising ourselves. But I'd created a social media handle. You could check us out, Crave Pop-Up.
Okay.
I'd created a social media handle. The packaging was just on top.
Sweet.
You will love it. I used to go for at the Dubai Center to market to the diasporans.
As part of the Green Butterfly?
Yes.
Okay.
So I used to have, and the diasporans love the packaging. I was very intentional. You will love it. With my sticker on, girl, it wasn't a joke.
Yeah, you should have brought it in pop-up.
You see, now I'm not really doing that. So that was it. And so how did Be Tech Connected come into? So what happened was, because I also like to mentor young people from teaching kids and I mean, I love helping people. I love impacting knowledge. So I remember it got to a stage after the university and everything, I started talking to a lot of university students. And I realized that they were not prepared for the job market.
Shock.
They couldn't write minutes. They couldn't draft emails.
Even if you see CVs,
Shocking. They didn't even know what LinkedIn is. Someone who is done with the university. So I saw the challenge.
Right.
So I started talking to, I had a mentor then, and I told him the idea. I was like, go for it.
Right.
So I started talking to now company CEOs, HRs to understand from them how they see our university students when they come for internships.
Right.
And they shared their challenges, and I realized that, okay, there's a challenge on the ground.
Awesome.
So I didn't really start off to make it really an organization. What we did was, one time, and I started getting testimonials from LinkedIn. I started getting jobs because a friend introduced me to LinkedIn after school because I was looking for a job. So I really got to understand the space, and I now started having companies. Yes, I started having companies reach out to me. So now I had testimonials. So one time on my status, I don't know what happened. I started sharing like goodies about LinkedIn, showing screenshots of companies, like people. My very first official job was through someone on LinkedIn, a very notable person. She's now in Microsoft. She reached out to me whether I would want to work with a company, and it was a business development role.
Right.
And I told her that I've not done some before, but I don't mind exploring.
Absolutely.
So the interview was very rigorous, but I passed and I started working with them. So that was my first official tech job. So that was where the tech thing started from. So back to be tech connected, after sharing things on LinkedIn and everything, I had people in my DMs, oh, Akosia, teach me, how did you do it?
Right.
So I created a WhatsApp page, and I put it on my status that if you want to get a job or know how to learn LinkedIn, join. My dear, within like 24 hours, we had over 200 people. Then it started growing. Within 3 days, we're counting to 800 people.
Awesome.
So that was like a community.
And that's, I mean, addressing a true need.
Yes.
Awesome.
And that was a community. And because I knew my schedule very well, I spoke to a friend of mine. I said, you are already in tech. You are young. I mean, I'm older than him. And I was like, and I know you are interested in community building. So I want you to manage a community for me. Basically, you won't bring the opportunities. I have an array of people that they give me opportunities. I will just share them with you and be posting and keep the page active.
Right.
So he was like, oh, I've thought about this. It's awesome. So let's do it. So we started. But me being very organized and meticulous, I realized that if I really get companies on board, I need to really structure it and make it more organized. So then we designed a logo and did everything. Absolutely. Then we started reaching out to the companies.
Absolutely.
And because I work in the tech space and I sales job, you know people.
Yeah.
So I was connected with a lot of CEOs. So it got to a point where it was easy to talk to company A. I have a community, and they were sharing their jobs. But just as you said, their CVs were so bad. So I realized that no, my reputation is at stake. Because the people I'm going to recommend are not qualified. Yeah. And it's a matter of trust.
It's not even that they don't know how to present the value that they have.
Exactly.
So there you are polishing and helping them.
I realize that it's a matter of trust, because you probably take somebody because it's coming from Akosia. Trust
is the social currency.
So I was like, no, I have to do something about it. So I told my team that we need to start training them.
Yeah.
So now at a point, I wasn't really going to them for opportunities. I told them that we should start running webinars on the various tech skills, on CVs, on LinkedIn, so that they can learn. But you know what? Ghanaian, you do not like free things. They don't value it. So we were getting people joining, but they were not applying it. It was just a handful of people that were really showing their interest, but we're still doing it because, again, I wanted to position the organization in such a way that we can attract global opportunities. So I was very intentional with building the brand right from the beginning. So everything we're putting out there was quality work.
Yes.
So within our first year, entering our second year, I told my team we wanted to do an event which was focused on the work we do to bring us out there and to introduce our work to more of the tech players.
Yeah, spot on.
So what happened was we were not financially ready for that, so we didn't do it. So the following year, I took the challenge. I said I was going to do it. So I did it. I broke a leg, which cost me my mental health. And made me broke.
You're fine.
So we did the event and it was standard. It was there. Sweet. After the event, you could check our feature of work. On LinkedIn is Be Feature of Work. On IG is Be Feature of Work. On
That's
Twitter, it's Be Feature of Work. That particular handles are just for feature work events because we are trying to educate more young people to understand what tech is about and how the job landscape would change over time.
Right.
So the event was there, and it was amazing because I had worked with a team that we were not all professionals when it comes to event organization, but we outdid ourselves. We had major tech leaders talking about events, posting us on LinkedIn, sharing their experiences right from the attendees. So that gave us the lift, and people started paying attention to our work. So that was like, I felt like that strategy worked. So what happened now was, again, how the startup convos come in. Because I'm very entrepreneurial, I realized that as young entrepreneurs, sometimes because we are cash strapped, we don't have the funds to go in for consultants, to go in for professionals. And getting access to seasoned players is hard. Because if you don't have a personal relationship with them, you might not get them to sit at your table, to even ask them questions. So I was like, I'm good at moderation. I'm good at talking. Why don't I just start Twitter Spaces, where I call these industry players to come and talk about entrepreneurial stuff? So it was, again, I got the idea when I was ironing. As soon as I got the idea, I called my team. So one thing about me is I'm not relaxed when it comes to ideas. I don't mind testing out my ideas for it to feel. I don't care. My excitement comes from the execution than the ideation.
Right.
So when I get the idea, I just want to test it out to see whether it's viable.
Yes.
So we did the first episode. We got over 200 people. I was like, there you go. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
It's a need.
It's a need.
We did the second one. We had over 1,000 people. Yeah.
Again, 1,000 people. Awesome.
On Twitter Spaces.
Wow.
I can show you screenshots.
That's the power.
Yeah.
Of these platforms.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to move.
No, I didn't pay anything. I didn't spend anything. So I tell people that people say I don't have money to start a business.
You don't need it.
You are not serious. Excuse my language, but if you are really passionate about what you do, you find a way. Because I've subconsciously told myself that money will never limit me. Because
money should never limit you.
It should never limit me, and it will never limit me. So people see what I do and they think that I have money stacked in my bank account. No. But I know how to sell my ideas. I can sell my idea to you, buy it for me. So when I realized, again, please identify your potentials and what you are capable of. Excuse me.
But not, if not early, later, but just make sure that...
Exactly.
You
and pay attention to what you love to do.
Thank you.
And don't neglect it because it's not popular.
Thank you.
Example is, for instance, when I was in Biochem, my friends were not selling. So there's this stereotype as you're not serious. I don't care. Because I just need a matter of time for them to know who I am. And they are seeing it now. And they'll know that right after school, I was a seller. And I wasn't ashamed of it. And the truth is, I tell people that I didn't have to sell to stay in school. Because my mom was against that. Home was good. So I didn't have to do that. So the reason why I was even hiding those things from my mom. But I had to do it for myself because the fulfillment was there.
And of course, the skills.
I was happy if I could convince Akosia to buy.
Yeah.
Then I saw my power because in the biochemistry, I wasn't seeing my power. I was failing.
But so know your superpower. Know that which is.
And own it. And own it. Own it. Like own it, because the moment you see what you are capable of, it gives you so much confidence.
Yeah.
So among my peers, they know Akosia will sell for you.
True that.
In the biochemistry class, I will not explain to you because I'll lie. But when it comes to selling, you can't beat me. I'll beat you. So when I realized these things, I was playing to it. I was playing to my strengths a lot. And that's what I do. I play to my strengths a lot. So people see me and they think that I'm so good. But again, I know how to put together a stellar team to come up with an initiative.
Support team.
Yes.
Very important.
So
you can't do it all by yourself.
Yes. And I don't joke with my team members. They'll tell you, I don't joke with them because they are my vision partners. I don't joke with them because I know what I'm capable of. So when I'm picking my team, I play to my weakness for the team. So everybody on board is a Superman for me.
Key point.
Because I know I can't do what they do. So I don't joke with them. If they leave, everything is coming down because I don't have their skills. So that's one thing that helped with future work. And I had very, very notable mentors like Akosia Nobel, founder for Tech in Ghana. She played a major part in organizing future work. And I'm so thankful to her because the event gave us a lift and because of her expertise. I mean, she sat with me and we did like thorough conversation on the event. And that is something she could have charged for, but she did it to support me. So that's why I said, look out for mentors, show your value. People go like, please, can you mentor me? No. Nobody wants to mentor you until they see your value.
So how do you, of course, we are saying in finding your value, look at your interests.
Look at your skills.
Look at the things that, look at your skills.
Your
Sometimes
passion.
you don't know what you're doing, but look at the things that you do that give you fulfillment.
You're interested in.
The things you're interested in. That will lead you to what your value is.
Exactly.
Now you know what your value is.
Yes.
How do you package it?
Yes, that's the question.
So
I tell people that you don't go telling people that give me this, give me that.
Right.
And that's what people feel are mentorship. A friend of mine called Moses Biatha will tell you that the value of a relationship is not what you get from the relationship, but what you give.
Absolutely.
So now that I'm friends with Akosua, or maybe we are yet to be friends.
We're friends already. Friends on that.
I look at what Akosia is doing and I share ideas. Trust me, Akosia will love to talk to me any day.
I'll love to.
Because I'm giving you ideas. So when it gets to the point where I need your expertise, I don't even have to ask.
I don't think twice because you've been...
You will tell me that, Akosia, what do you need? That's what people miss.
That's the trick. Please, learn.
So I don't go telling people that I need this, that.
No.
And I think it's a matter of being selfless because a lot of people want to take, they don't want to give. So they feel like I'm giving too much. But this morning I was telling a very close friend of mine that there were times I prayed that I could just pick a phone call and get things done for me. And now I can do that.
It's a matter of time.
A very, very classic example. I'm traveling tomorrow. When my cousin was booking my tickets, my cousin used Akosi Osei. But you know, I told you I'm having a name change.
Yeah, so Georgina.
On my passport is Georgina Osei. It means they'll worry me at the airport.
That's true.
How do I get it changed? My very close friend's husband's father works as Ethiopian Airline.
That's a long one, but it's a phone call away.
It's a phone call.
And changed. Awesome.
My friend's husband just called the father. I went to the airport. I didn't pay a dime.
Power.
But I had to pay. But they didn't take money.
Ideally, yeah.
Ideally. He sorted everything out for me. That's why I was even late here. So that's the power of relationship. But imagine that relationship was transactional, which a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for her. What is she doing for me?
What am I getting out of this?
The moment they are not seeing, they feel like I'm being used.
And that is not the point.
And it's sad that, because the young people of today like to say that you want to use me.
They approach you with this don't use me mentality. Don't use me mentality. Coming to you with that, you know.
I work with a lot of Gen Zs. My mentees, a lot of them are Gen Zs. They easily get stressed. You know they're Gen Zs. They flow their mind.
And that's it.
They can tell you that I'm not the one to fund your accounts for you. For a matter of fact, a friend was in an interview. This Gen Z comes up. After the interview, the person started asking, so how much am I going to pay? They are talking, then the guy goes like, so you, the CEO, how much do you pay yourself? Then he goes like, I'm not the one going to work to fund your lifestyle. It's not a hearsay. This is serious, real-time thing that happened.
Wow.
I'm not.
That's bold.
and I'm sure he felt so good, but the truth is you've missed an opportunity.
So Akosia, not to cut you, you know, this is someone who knows their superpower and knows the value that they have.
Yeah.
And we're telling them today that they should be confident and bold in presenting that value.
Right.
And even in speaking with you here, it's value proposition and selling themselves.
Right.
So clearly they were trying to sell themselves. So how do we sell well?
But you see, I tell people that you can
tell us.
You can equally communicate without being disrespectful.
Please repeat that for our audience.
You can voice out your opinions or your challenges without being disrespectful, and that is what Gen Zs lack. They feel like to be vocal means flow your mind.
That's not what
I will flow my mind.
My mentor tells me that conversation is the response you get.
Yes.
So same way you're giving, you will get it in return.
Yeah. So the Gen Zs, I love them so much because I work with them. I blast them too. They know me for that.
Take it easy on them.
Because they need to know.
Right.
I tell people that you don't expect me to recommend you if I haven't blasted you. You go and disgrace me, because if I'm recommending, say Akosia come to me and say I need a graphic designer.
Right.
I recommend someone I know the person will not go and disgrace me, because it's a matter of reputation and trust.
True that.
And it happened. Recently, I recommended someone. My friend calls me and goes like, Akosia, I didn't do my due diligence because I thought that person is coming from you. I had to be apologizing.
Extra work.
Extra work. So you see where I'm coming from?
No, it's the point. It's the way to go. So
yes,
folks, it's all about trust.
And that's the currency in business.
It's all about trust.
Yes, it's all about trust and reputation and integrity.
People need to test you out. You need to be able. People need to be sure in their hearts that you're able to deliver. They're not saying to the top or to the standard, but show that selflessness.
Right.
Show that ready to work.
Right.
Nobody's saying lie on the ground and be stepped upon or trampled upon. But there's some humility in doing stellar work that every one of us needs to have.
Yeah.
And that way we will go far.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So there's a way you can communicate without being disrespectful, and that's what they lack. They feel like, let me flow my mind, which I love it, but I tell them that flow your mind, but be mindful of the things you say, because you should know that you, especially
mindful, I think we should be using the word intentional, because why I'm saying intentional, because if you're intentional about it, you have thought through it,
right,
and you know your audience. I'm going here, scripted, if you were, okay, this is the end, this is the audience, and so this is what I have to say, so that I don't appear, because you can be flowing as it were. Okay, being intentional, but if being mindful, okay, let me not. But if you're intentional, even if it's the same word, even there's a better way to even present. You would have gone through that process, that rigorous process, to produce that speech, script, whatever, and you know, in your engagement with the individuals, please.
Exactly, yeah. So, and that's what they lack. I like the fact that they are very bold to speak their minds, but they lack that caveat of, let me communicate with that intentionality, with that respect, with that decorum. For them, it's all about, I'm speaking my mind.
And that's it.
Where they end up disrespecting and they don't even see it.
You know.
And it's sad. And a lot of them are losing opportunities.
Well,
there was recently.
But how can we save them? How can we help them? That's why we're here today and having a conversation with you.
Right. Recently, I was talking about the attitude on my status, and I had some of them telling me that what I'm saying is true.
Of course it's true.
So there are some of them that they've noticed it and they are correcting it, and I'm happy for them. There are some that they've noticed and they feel like, what's the big deal? I still want to be like that. What can you do about it?
Well, until they get burned.
Exactly. and you see, Akosia, if you do impact work, there's this tendency of wanting so much for people that you tend to lose yourself.
Okay.
I'm speaking from experience. I'll break it down.
Please.
You tend to lose yourself because you are so passionate about letting people get it that when they are hurting, you don't even see it because it's all about the passion.
Right.
So when I started impact work, I was so driven that when they are not getting it, like I'm bothered, I can afford them to disrespect me because I want you to get it. But now I tell myself that if you don't get it, I'll leave you, because it's a matter of your life. And that is what I think every young leader impacting people should understand. You cannot save everybody. You don't have to save everybody.
Oh, well.
For a matter of fact, on a scale of 100, you might probably save just 10%. Those 10% will rather save others, then will be a ripple effect. So you will be probably the, should I say, the foundation or the stem from which they came from. But if you are starting and you are so passionate about young people, you want to save everybody. So even if it's not working, you want it to work.
But that's not
that's not it, because I realize that you can actually tell people a lot of nice things, give them opportunities, but at the end of the day, they will decide to change.
Well, it's up to them. We had our own experience with some work, and this is my boss. We're also thinking about what to do in the office. She tells me, yes, I did the starter pack. I gave it to the ladies, and they were not able to turn it around. It's like, the ideas are fantastic, but it's up to the individual to want to do it. You sometimes hear like, but this is supposed to sell, this is sustainable, so why then is the person not able to turn it around? And like you're sharing, sometimes you even spend yourself so much, and you know, because of the passion, you lose cells and all this kind of thing. You're wondering, do I even go on? If you're not careful, your mental health is at stake, you're stressed, and then you're wondering, hey, maybe this doesn't really work, let me go find something, but that isn't. And you're telling us that when we find ourselves, really for those of us who have been inspired and empowered to go into community and impact work by ourselves, Akosia is telling us that we cannot save all of the 100. We definitely cannot save all of the 100. Well, you have done 1,000 and more and still counting. We'll be talking about the future of what you're looking at, but we cannot save everyone, but let's just be content, satisfied that at least we have a few people who have taken what we have shared with them and they are running with them. You should be content with that, knowing that that 5 will go on to help another 5, and then the legacy goes on, the effect goes on, and that's how we win.
That's true. So that's something I learned early, and a mentor taught me that Akosia, I can't save everybody. So those who allow themselves to change them. Those who will not allow them, let them go.
Let them be.
Because at the end of the day, it's their lives.
And how would the future look for all that you're doing today? I know we've heard about startup convos and then BTech Connected, and then there's more.
The core of BTech Connected is for us to speak or boast of helping young people get global tech jobs. Which we are starting. I mean, we can speak to notable, on a scale of, we've not done much with it, but we have some success stories. But we want to look into the future, and we know our community members, let's say 50% are working with global companies or opportunities, and they are being paid in dollars. Yeah, that's the goal. Because I feel like a lot of people want to Japan, not because they really want to, but they are forced to, because they don't see the opportunities here. But I also believe that you can be a talent like myself and be in Ghana and earn good money in dollars.
Of course, you're a true talent. And of course, with the work that you're doing, you're nurturing other talents. And you know, there'll be a globe, there'll be a I don't want to say a bunch, but it'll be a good community, a great community of talent that will change the landscape that we have here.
Yes.
Impressive vision there.
Yes, thank you.
Impressive vision. So, I mean, we're segueing into what the future holds. Yeah. And so growing B-Tech, making sure that a lot more of your community members have global jobs.
Exactly. Tech opportunities.
Yes.
On the side of, so next year we are launching our project called Employable. Basically to
I love it.
Employable.
Can I be a part of that?
Of course, yes. Maybe as our trainer.
No, happy to. Sure. It will interest you that I'm in human capital. So
yeah, I mean we can talk about it offset. Yeah, we can talk about it. So what we are looking at is the name Employable because the people will be nurturing our people that we can speak to, that companies can employ them.
Awesome.
And it's not just about technical skills, but soft skills as well.
Of course.
Because we realize that a lot of people have the technical skills, but they're not cut out when it comes to soft skills. And if you're a global talent, you should learn how to work with a global team. That's where remote comes in. And most people do not know what remote work is. In Ghana, they think remote work is don't work. So instead of they working at home, they'll be working about and they say, oh, I'm working. So you call them for meetings and they're in town.
I'm coming.
Oh, madam, network, light out, but they are lying.
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way. So we want to shape that mentality for them to get that concept.
Awesome.
So Akosia, one of the things I realized in my journey of entrepreneurship is you cannot speak to what you don't have. You cannot boldly preach what you don't do.
You can't give what you don't have.
Exactly. So I did the work for myself. I can call myself a global talent. For a matter of fact, the traveling I'm doing is for work.
Indeed.
In the space of tech.
Indeed.
So that gives me so much confidence and assurance that I can help other people.
And they can also
because I have done it for myself.
Absolutely.
I've had mentors lead me. So I can speak to some form of experience to help people. Right. Yes.
The way you're speaking is everything is coming full circle for us, and sometimes there's this thing that I just throw, this curveball that I just throw into the conversations. I know you found your passions, your interests, your value, your superpower, and you're harnessing it almost like a Captain Planet, and you can just see the
time coming.
energy.
It's been a long time coming.
You know, imagine through your hand. But if you happen to be the stellar biochem student, maybe ended up at Gucci or any of these places, essentially the question is, if you didn't go through this part,
tech and all that,
what would it really happen? What do you think?
I think I would have still played with my strength, which is helping people, because helping people for me goes beyond tech.
I guess that's the underlying foundation, regardless of whatever the career path is. You just need to find that foundational stone, and it's helping people.
I find fulfillment in helping people, whether jobs, whether I just find the fulfillment that
popcorns.
Thank you. Pop-up. We do pop-up. I mean, it's not really a business that is like running every time, but when you call us, we pop for you. So you should check us out. Crave Pop-Up.
Crave Pop-Up.
Yes. When you see our package, you love it. You're in traffic.
Hey.
That's just by the way.
I'm with you.
But
I just want to.
It's been amazing here.
I know it's been amazing, of course, and we're getting so much feedback from our socials.
Wow.
Let me spend the time to share with our audience that all of this wonderful conversation, insightful conversation, is proudly brought to you by Primetime Productions in partnership with Pepsodent. See Akosia's smile.
I need to get my GTP.
Oh, of course, GTP. Yeah. What do you think?
Isaac, can't talk too much. You know what to do.
No, GTP is done.
Your outfit is looking beautiful.
Thank you so much, and it was put together by Millie K. Thank you so much, Auntie Millie. Yes, lovely, lovely outfit. Of course, then there is Jupe. You know people at Jackbar. If you want to send us money whilst you're on this show, please use Jupe money transfer for that. And of course, we'll be quenching our thirst with some Bell Cooler.
Oh,
and of course with media support from
nice.
YFM. Because the questions on the socials are just coming through.
Please.
I want to hit you
sure.
with it.
Sure.
It's a tukuso. So Kwame from Facebook is asking, what makes you so confident What makes you so confident? Kwame on Facebook. Thank you, Kwame, for your questions. Please keep your questions coming through.
Should I answer?
Please do.
Kwame, do you know the song by Maverick City, Femme Foundation? Maybe you should check the lyrics. That sums it.
Wow.
Christ is my firm foundation. That makes me so confident.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
that which makes Akosua Osei so confident is Christ.
Yes.
She says,
I miss developing yourself. God is my
course.
backbone. I won't even
of
lie.
course, of course. She says, check out the Maverick Music
Yeah. Firm
Femme
foundation. Yeah.
There's another question is, what should I do when I'm starting a business that truly requires money that I don't have? How do I get started?
That truly requires money.
Yes, how do I get started?
Now, again, selling your idea.
How do I sell it?
So
Don't call me-
let me give a practical example. I mentioned that I needed to start a business, popcorn. I didn't have the starting capital.
Yeah.
But I spoke to someone who I believe could support me, and
Not just anybody.
exactly.
Okay.
So
that's
let
like
the
a-
people see why you want to do it and how that would help you eventually. Because some of the things I told the man is, this is not what I want to do for the long term. But as a young girl, I want to start off to support myself and my family. Because I lost my dad early. My mom has been so supportive, and I feel like now that I'm out of school, I have to also do something to help myself.
Not lies, so
No lies.
yeah. Truth. Because truth stands.
Exactly.
You know, some charity case or frame a nice
Yeah.
story. And I mean, people have been bent helping people, so now everybody is very careful.
That's true.
But you have to be truthful in whatever proposals or propositions that you
Totally
have.
agree with
You
you.
need to also know what the numbers would look like. You need
Totally
to
agree with you. Exactly.
I mean, I know of the business canvas theory. You need to draw
Amazing.
that
Yeah.
quadrant and then
I
answer
did
all
that
of
at
those
a point.
questions.
I did
Yeah,
that
you
at
need
a
to.
point.
You need to. So
Please, I would also want to add that, please be prepared for heartbreaks.
of course.
Yeah. Entrepreneurship is a journey of heartbreaks.
Tough skin.
Yeah. I mean, you would cry. It's fine. You will laugh at yourself. It's fine. And there have been times I've laughed at myself. Like, I couldn't believe you were so stupid like this. But I mean, just be prepared for heartbreaks. It's an
part of the
adventure.
process, right?
You see, the beauty of entrepreneurship is not really about the idea, but the journey. So I told you that when I get an idea, I'm so excited to test it out.
execute.
My excitement is the fact that maybe I call Akosia and said, I want to co-host with you.
Yes, please.
And then Akosia comes on board and we create like an aha moment and people are talking about it.
Yeah.
I go like, yo, I'm so powerful. Like my idea is
Yeah,
working.
you can see it.
Yeah, it's working.
materialize. You're a creator.
And don't wait to get everything. I always tell people, me,
Right.
because I'm not shy to ask.
Right.
I'm not shy to leverage on people's experiences.
Yeah.
Let me give a biblical perspective of what I'm saying.
Of course.
In the Bible, when Elisha gave the widow a command that he should go and borrow vessels.
Yeah.
For what? For expansion.
Yeah.
Elisha clearly saw that the widow doesn't have vessels.
Yeah, well, she
But the
borrowed.
miracle had to happen. So she
yeah.
had to borrow.
Yeah.
She went to her neighbor's place, borrowed vessels. The oil stopped when the vessels were done.
Right.
What am I communicating? Learn how to borrow and borrow well. Yeah. Learn how to borrow and borrow. I'm not talking about money. We borrow ideas, we borrow skills, we borrow people's equipment.
Of course.
Usually when you
Their
tell people to borrow, they are thinking about money. No, I don't go borrowing money. No. Because Miss Roka,
Right.
what I'm telling you is that learn how to borrow people's ideas, people's time, people's equipment. And it's easier when you're not a selfish person. You don't expect to go and take Akosia's thing if you are stingy. Like,
Yeah.
don't give you because you don't give. You get it? So learn how to borrow and forget about money. Like, people are so focused on money when it comes to entrepreneurship. The truth is, you realize that when you look at the train or the history of entrepreneurs that have made it, many of them didn't really have money.
No.
Many of them didn't even start out even borrowing so much to start. They just entered and had the confidence to start selling the idea to people. They kept pitching. The Canva lady, she failed countless times till she got an investor finally.
Yeah.
So please learn how to borrow people's ideas, their time, their skills. It's so easy. See, when I get an idea and I know you are in that space, you say you're human capital.
Yes.
I'll just call you one night. I'll go like, Akosia, you know
Please
what?
call me.
I've been thinking about this. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm borrowing ideas, but you don't even know.
Oh, now I know.
We are having a
if you call me now, I know you're borrowing. And I'll also be borrowing from
we are
you.
having a conversation,
Yeah.
but for me, I'm learning. By the time I'll be done with the call with you, I have my ideas. So please learn how to borrow outside money.
Please, so.
Yeah.
No questions coming in. Please keep them coming through
Wow,
for
more questions.
Akosia. So, we spoke about Gen Z.
Right.
And the fact that some know that they have a problem. So there's a question here saying, how do they get past these kinds of stereotypes? So they're millennials, so of their character, their attitude, and how they present themselves. And so, okay, once I get to know that such a person is a millennial, okay, this is how they'll behave. And so even my response to them will be that way, stereotyping. Like you're saying, Gen Zs, when they come into the space, I look at their dressing, then I've already formed. So how do people...
Their jargon, she ate.
She's a Riz. Yes, I'm like a Riz.
You know, the funny thing I saw too is that... the funny thing I saw too is that they said in court, a Gen Z was like, you guys... I was telling the judge that you guys
contempt straight away. But how are they able to get away or get past these stereotypes?
I don't think it's a stereotype. I think it's a power for whoever who wants to change the narrative.
Say that again.
I don't think it's a stereotype.
Right.
I think it's a power for whoever wants to change the narrative. Let me explain. If I know Gen Zs are tagged this way, I'll make sure I'll be different.
That's the way to go.
Yeah, be different. Like I work with a lot of Gen Zs. I have them as my mentees. Not all of them are like that. So if I say Gen Zs are like this, it's a general attitude, but there are some people who stand. On LinkedIn, there's someone called Kwesi Folson. Please, I think you should have him here. He's a typical Gen Z. Okay. But this guy is a guy that I pay to attend his trainings, public speaking trainings.
Okay.
Check him out, Kwesi Folson.
I will connect.
An amazing guy. He was a speaker on Future of Work. This is someone that when they tell you he's a Gen Z, you will say no.
Right.
Yeah. But he's a typical Gen Z, very, very serious one, per age. Like per the standard of the classification.
Right.
But he doesn't act
That's not the package.
He rolls with very top guys because he's decided to be different. So I don't think it's a stereotype. I think it's a blessing in disguise. You would choose to leverage on the fact that they say Gen Zs are like this and say that I'm a Gen Z, but I will be different. Yes.
And that's how you make your difference.
Exactly.
People, I mean, that's how you stand out tall.
Exactly.
Because then you're wondering, oh, that's the expectation. But no, you've dribbled us all.
Yes.
And you're giving us more value.
Yes.
Not being selfless.
Yes.
Fantastic. Fantastic time with Akosia. I'm just being
so
signaled
much.
in all corners.
Thank you so
Our
much.
time is just run out.
Here. Yes. It's been lovely here.
We've loved the...
It's been lovely.
But I just wanted to know, after gaining the biochem, so MS, BSc, biochemistry, University of Ghana. Have you added to that? Of course, is the skill, the practicality, the experience. But have you added any more?
I do take short courses.
Okay,
that's very important. So when I say
upskilling,
so and yes, I'm in school, but biochemistry wasn't really my thing. So I read a lot. Awesome. I watch a lot of videos on business, entrepreneurship, what I do.
Awesome.
I connect with a lot of people of value and knowledge in my space. Informal learning, and it's good. I mean, it's not just pursuing masters that shows that you are smart.
Of course not.
I mean, it's a building steps to that, yeah.
Awesome. So should you maybe, essentially some of the short courses that you have done, maybe you can give us the names of that.
So, I mean, I tell people that LinkedIn is one platform you can leverage. They have the LinkedIn Learning Solutions.
Yes.
So LinkedIn Learning, they have very short courses like 1 hour, 30 minutes. All those things adds to your credibility. Because it's like the lecture, and it's very practical, so you can start off from there. If you are someone that you don't have
any course names you want to share,
I do biochemistry and tech sales I do business development and tech sales
in the biotech
corporate. So that's why I usually take courses in. So you can play to your strength. Maybe if you're interested in event management, you can look at courses, take short courses, because not everybody can sit down for so long a time, but those short courses still add to your portfolio.
Awesome. Wonderful time with you.
Thank you so much.
And then you said the other gentleman is
Kwesi Folson. You can check him on LinkedIn, Kwesi Folson.
And we'll check him out also on LinkedIn, and we will connect.
Please, you should bring him here. You love him.
We will.
Yes.
I think our schedule is full, but we will see how. Of course,
maybe
like
next year or something.
There's the exhibition that is coming off on the 21st and to the 22nd. The SciTech Innovation Challenge. Please look out for your schools. Fijai is in there.
Interesting.
Our Lady of Grace, SHS, Ebri Girls Senior High School, is there. Today is a bias. I don't know how come, but she's Akosia, I'm Akosia. We went to every girl.
So many things in common, man.
Know, but it's a good one. It's a good one. So please stick and stay with us. We've only just started the wonderful journey.
Nice.
STEM Festival 2024, empowering young minds and inspiring next generation of innovators. We'll be talking media, we're talking science communication,
Nice.
we're talking storytelling.
I think I'll be there. When is it?
21st, 22nd.
I'll be there on 22nd.
Please
I'm
join
not
us.
promising, but I'll be there.
Please join us as we find out who will emerge
Wow.
the best school with the innovative
Impressive.
product.
Impressive.
So all too soon, this is what time will allow us to have. We're so grateful, Akosia.
Thank you, Akosia.
Founder of BTech Connected and Startup Convos.
Yes.
And many more ventures. I think
By
maybe that
God's
should be the name
grace.
of our company. And many more ventures.
I tell you.
And many more ventures.
Many more ventures.
Yes, please. Such an amazing young
Thank
lady.
you.
I am proud to actually
Thank
know
you.
that
It's an
you
honor.
did go through.
It's an honor.
I think you copied my my whole side because I also did science. I was in science too.
Are you serious?
Yes, at a big girl.
So many things in common.
So many things in common. So I'm feeling very proud.
I mean, fun facts. Akosias
me.
are amazing.
Tell me
Yeah.
about it.
We'll talk back though.
You know, so let me just chip in this as I close. I know,
That's
but
fine.
there's this hashtag that we have. We say AC is a brand.
Akosia is a super brand.
We cannot have enough. But please, you see that we are having exciting conversations,
Right.
and tomorrow will even be more fun, more inspiring, more insightful. Join us. We're proudly produced by Primetime Limited in partnership with Pepsodent. See my smile. Hashtag talk to a dentist. You know, the smile there is very, very important. And of course, with support from Jupe Money Transfer, Bell Beverages, YFM, and my beautiful, should I say Shada? Oh, now how did Gen Z say
Yeah,
it?
shut.
I'm so
You ate
dripping.
it. You ate it. You ate it.
I'm telling you, I ate it.
With no crumbs.
No. I'm
left
leaving.
no crumbs.
No. And ably supported by GTP for this wonderful outfit. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for staying tuned.
Bye.
Imagine the future where young Ghanaian minds shape the world.
We want our children to see science and maths quiz. We want our children to see the SciTech Fair. We want our children to see the SciTech Innovation Challenge. We want to showcase that right here in Ghana, we have very intelligent, brilliant, gifted, and talented children who are putting together inventions, who are putting together machines, who are coding, who are, getting into robotics and preparing themselves to solve some of the most complex problems that not only Ghana has, but the world has. We must show that.
Welcome to the 2024 edition of the STEM Festival, which aims to give target audience insight into diverse careers and opportunities to which a background in STEM grants access. Help students make informed decisions on which STEM courses to pursue at the tertiary level in order to follow their chosen career paths. Encourage students, especially females, to pursue careers in STEM. Provide an opportunity for the audience to interact with some prominent individuals in the field of STEM. The festival includes two main pillars: the mentorship sessions and the SciTech Fair. Mentorship Sessions 2024 is under the theme Empowering Young Minds, Inspiring STEM Excellence Through Media and AI. We'll connect students with industry leaders, offering invaluable career guidance, sharing their inspiring journeys and insights that bring STEM fields to life. Join us from the 7th to the 22nd of November 2024 for the mentorship sessions to learn from trailblazers from the STEM industry such as Dr. Angela Hesfitego, the HOD of Biomedical Engineering at Academic City and founding director of GH Scientific, Ms. G. Ayoko Kosa, PhD, Head of Department, Computer Science and Information Systems at Ashesi University and a Hopper Dean Fellow in Computer Science. Mrs. Louisa Osei-Wusu, CEO of Jupe Money Transfer. Mr. Joseph Osei-Beku, Lead Consultant on Partnerships for African Union's Artificial Intelligence Continental Strategy. Mr. Edem Japasu, Senior Director of Strategy and Chief of Staff Global Power Generation at Cummins, and Dr. Na Adra Ajeli-Boy-Jani, medical doctor, researcher, and disability inclusion advocate at the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research. The climax of this celebration will be the SciTech Fair, which includes the exhibition and the SciTech Innovation Challenge. The exhibition offers students the chance to transform classroom knowledge into real-world solutions. This will feature innovative projects from basic schools, senior high schools, tertiary institutions, and scientific research institutions. Tech startups will also have an opportunity to showcase their innovative products and services for free. An interesting feature of the exhibition is the experiential stand, a hands-on space where visitors to the fair, both young and old, dive into interactive science. This stand has consistently sparked curiosity and wonder, with memorable activities which introduce children to the joy of scientific discovery, such as the Oobleck experiment at the SciTech Fair 2022. The SciTech Innovation Challenge, on the other hand, is a practical competition among high schools where creativity meets innovation. Here, students work on various projects from start to finish without the supervision of their teachers. This ensures that the students can independently tackle and complete their projects and develop real-world engineering skills in the process. On the 22nd and the 23rd of November 2024, in line with this year's theme, Exploring Agri-Tech Solutions to Boost Ghana's Agricultural Industry, 10 senior high schools will be challenged to address critical issues such as agricultural productivity, sustainability, and food security with innovative technology. In partnership with Pepsodent, the STEM Festival 2024 will nurture the next generation of scientists, engineers, and innovators. Together, we are building a future where Ghana's brightest young minds will make a lasting impact. May we have a wonderful, enlightening, and fulfilling festival of science, technology, engineering, and maths. The 2024 edition of the STEM Festival is produced by Primetime Limited and proudly sponsored by Pepsodent, Jupe, Bell Beverages, YFM, and GTP.